Hey campers, George here, back in the man cave. Yeah, checking out something new. And as you know, I've been on a tear with the European folding knives. I got so caught up on that and the prices, they're so affordable. And they were interesting, and it was interesting looking into them. Then I thought to myself, fixed blade European knives. As you know, I'm a big fan of BPS knives out of the Ukraine. Their knives are magnificent and the price just right. So I thought, I'm going to look at some of these guys I've been looking at and see if they do fixed blade knives. Well, shock and horror, nope. The majority of them, Opinel, Antonini, the Old Bear, MAM, the more commonly known European folders, surprisingly, don't have outdoor camping, hunting, bushcrafty, fixed blade knives. They're all cutlery people, including Joker. And to my surprise, they have probably the widest range of knives I've seen out of Europe. You name it, they got it. They've even got tactical axes, saws, folding knives, multi-tools, and of course, fixed blade, just like this guy. Let's check it out. Joker, out of Spain. So like I was saying, I had a look at a couple of the European guys that I've been looking at, that I was checking out their folders, and I thought about fixed blade stuff and belt knives, hunting outdoor, in general, camp knives, bushcraft, that sort of thing. I found that Joker probably had the biggest selection, if you want to say, and the widest range of knives out there that I could find within my budget. And that wasn't easy. Here it is here. And this is the one that I chose from Joker. I was looking for an outdoor knife, preferably bushcraft or even a camp knife or a hunter. I'm not a hunter myself, so I don't need a skinning knife or anything like that. I just wanted a general outdoor knife from Europe. See what they have. That was original. I do own a couple of BPS knives, and they have a bunch of different ones, and they are very typical of what we see as far as bushcraft and general camp knives. So I went to the Joker website, and I will put a link below so you can go and check them out yourself. They do have an Amazon store, and then I went to their actual website. After scrolling through there and initially thinking, well, I can't afford these guys, some of their knives were in the $200 range. Nice knives, obviously, but way out of my budget. I don't know about you. So I kept looking. I was pretty persistent. And then finally, I came across this one. And this is the, brace yourself, my Spanish isn't what it should be. They call it the Arrui, A-R-R-U-E. Here it is here. Anybody Spanish out there can let me know how to pronounce it. That's as far as I can get. Here it is here. And this, they say, is a handcrafted sporting cutlery knife. Interesting name. They do say it is a Joker, bushcraft, full tang, camping, hunting, bushcraft knife. You can see the box here. They do have a nice package that it comes in. Let's take it out here. And I'll have a sip of coffee because I'm going to need it. It's in a bag. Get rid of that. And here you can see the knife. It does come with a sheath. Here is the knife here. And you can see it's your typical knife that you would expect. Very nice. It looks very nice and clean. The handle looks nice. Blade looks nice. And you can see on the blade there, they have their information right there. And this is, and I forgot to mention this, is the Arrui 10. And I believe that stands for, maybe it's the length of the blade, and it's 10 centimeters, I believe, that they're talking about. So there you have, yeah, so they do have different size knives in this model. And as you can see, it's a good looking knife. And I got to tell you that after looking at their really inexpensive folder that they had, to me the quality was a little iffy. It wasn't quite as good as I would like it to have been. Looking at this, though, This is very nice. Well done. The handle is nice and clean. That's a nice wood. And we'll get into that stuff. And you can see the handle is nice. It is a full tang, just like they say. It is stainless steel, and it says Spain, Joker, Arrui 10, with the Joker logo on it there. You can see it there. And very nice knife. Let's have a closer look at it. There's a stainless steel blade. It's very nicely finished. It looks very clean, very shiny, which is always a good thing. The stainless steel 420 has an HRC rating of 52 to 54, which is pretty good. And basically that's the hardness of the steel. It's telling you a little bit more about it, how hard it is. And what that tells me is that this will give you'll be able to get a really fine edge on this, and you're not going to lose any hardness. It is a fairly sturdy steel. So as you can see, they do say that they put a satin finish on the stainless steel, and it is a drop point. You can see it. It's not that obvious, but it does drop off here, and obviously the curve comes up to meet it. And the length would be 3.94 inches. It does have the jimping on top here for your thumb to rest on to give you a little bit of grip. The depth of the blade is 1.06 inches. And the thickness of the blade, and you can see it's fairly sturdy. It's 3.7 millimeters. So it's a little bit thicker than your average knife. Not a lot of weight, but it gives you some strength to it with that sort of thickness. And you can see on the spine here, the spine, pretty sharp. It's nice and clean. It is a fairly good 90. I'm pretty sure we'll be able to strike a ferro rod with that. And then down here, which I believe is called the choi. You know, one day I'm going to do a video on the parts of a knife, just to remind myself, and then hopefully help you when you're making decisions on buying a knife. They say they say blade weight, and I'm wondering if they mean the whole knife. 135 grams. It's not heavy, and I don't want to say it's light. It's not a big knife. It's not too heavy and it's not too light, but we'll see. We'll play with it a little bit later on and see how it feels. And you can see here, you can see the grind line on the blade here, and you can see that if you look at it, hopefully you can see that here. It is concave, I think is the correct saying, the grind on the actual blade. Sharp point. There are no bolsters on it. And it is a full tang, and then you got the handle. Pretty standard, straightforward. Surprisingly, pretty comfortable. I was a little concerned that these edges of the handle here would be a little sharp, and maybe they are. I'm not sure. Time will tell. Is it a big deal? Not really. I mean, that's something you can clean up yourself. The finish is very nice on it, but I probably recommend putting something to protect the handle and the wood, stop it from cracking, that sort of thing. I'm a big fan of boiled linseed oil, so I'll probably give it a soak in that. What wood is it? And if you look really carefully here, you can see it's a pretty wood. It's very nice. I love this wood. And it is olive wood. There's a little card in that came with it. And in here it says, we certify that this product was made from real olive wood using traditional methods. It's a pretty wood. I like it. It's got a nice pattern to it. And how does it feel in my hand? Pretty good. And I think for a bushcraft knife, this is not a bad size at all. Okay, I was worried about that weight they were talking about. And having read up a little bit, they say 195 grams for the whole knife. So they were talking about the blade. That weight that I gave you. As you know, Joker is out of Spain. They've been around for a while, over 30 years, I believe. They've officially been around since 1987. And like I said, they have a really wide range of knives. And depending on what you're looking at, you might want to give them a look. Like I said, the links will be in the description below. Good looking knife. Very clean, very nice. So a good looking knife. Now, let's have a look at the sheath. The leather is very nice, and you can see on the sheath it has their logo. I like the sheath. I like the material. The leather is pretty sturdy. I mean, it's solid. I'm not sure if this size knife will work well with a dangler. Thinking about it, the Bushlaw, both the Condor and the BPS knives, Bushlaw knives, are a little bit heavier than this, a little bit thicker, a little bit more weight to them. They're about the same size, and they work fine with a dangler. I would like to have maybe seen them use studs here instead of stitching. One of the reasons is you're putting the blade in and out, and the stitching is inside the sheath there, and you're going to cut into that eventually. Maybe a strap over here would have been nice. Sits in there pretty well. I mean, it's not going anywhere, and no rattle. It's not bad. This is just a personal thing for me. It kind of looks a little hokey. They've got this really nice knife sheath, and then they did that with it. This is going to flatten out, obviously. Maybe they could have made it a little bit deeper, but because they don't have that strap over most of the sheaths you see out there, this part of the sheath comes up to a little bit higher on the handle. Problem? No. Probably makes it easier to get out. Only thing I do want to do is play with it. Let's see how sharp it is. What would I do with it? Oh yeah, cut that. Cuts that just fine. They do say it is a bushcraft knife, but then right after that they say camping, hunting. But I believe this is more of their style of bushcraft. Only thing with me is I think that a bushcraft should have more of a spear point, not so much a drop point. Will it make a difference? Probably not. You still got a pretty good point on there. I'm going to go outside, find a piece of wood, and see what we can do with it. I can tell you that it is a blistering 16 degrees outside according to the weather. So we did chilly out there, but we'll go out anyway. How much did I pay for it? That much, which is not too bad considering, but it is a belt knife. We're not talking about a little folder. It's a good price. It's right there with BPS. This is their low end price, and it goes up from there. Judging by this and the ones that they have in their website, quality, which is probably justified in the price. You'll have to figure that out for yourself. Let's go play in the South 40. So we're out in the South 40, and I just wanted to clean up a piece of wood I found that we can use to test the knife. I'm going to want to bludgeon with it, maybe split this wood up, and see if we can get some wood to burn using a ferro rod and the knife. Typical chores I would use it for, besides carving and things like that, bushcraft type carving. So let's have at it. Well, there you have it. It prepared some wood for me, and I could get a fire going. In this kind of weather, it's a wee diddly chilly, things are wet. Not only that, the wood was frozen, and we got through it, no problem. Works for me. Let's do some doodling. If you remember before, I was working on this stick. It's just a big stick that I used to practice some carving skills and doodle on it. So let's see how it does. Not bad. And you can see here, it cut in there no problem. Will it work for me? Yeah, the size is just right. The squirrels are out. The size of the knife is just right. As you could see, I could use my thumb to control the blade going in, which means it's a good size. I could really control it well and get some nice clean cuts out of it without making a mistake. Do I like it? Yeah, works for me. Will it work for you? It's a personal thing. We all have our personal traits and what we use our knives for. So, what can I say? Like, share, subscribe. You know the story. Pretty sure I'll be back again soon. Really hoping to get out and fish some. It's a good day today to have gone fishing. That didn't work out. But hey, I got to show you my new knife. Just saying. Thanks for watching, and you all be safe out there. Take care now.